It's Chad today. I'm still here with Saladmaster. So we're actually not in our kitchen, if you notice. We are actually in Hot Springs, Arkansas. And so we rented this Airbnb condominium and we just checked in a few hours ago. So as you can see, the kitchen is full. It's a full kitchen, but it's very bare boned. And so I'll do what I can, okay? I'm just doing one very simple recipe today. As promised, we're gonna teach you Thai fried rice. So it's very basic. I'll give you options as well, so you can alternate it a little bit. But one of the common questions that we get is, what is the difference between Chinese fried rice and Thai fried rice, okay? So honestly, I think it has to do with the type of rice, because Thai fried rice uses jasmine rice. Normally, Chinese fried rice uses long grain. The smaller, the thinner long grain rice. That's why if you order it from an authentic Chinese restaurant, they're thin, right? And they separate into pieces. Now, with the Thai fried rice, it's a little more sticky. Ideally, you're supposed to cook your rice a day before, chill it, so that it's easier for the grains to separate, okay? But since we just got here, we checked in at 3 o'clock and it's 5 o'clock. I only had time to basically cook the rice and do a quick, freeze in the freezer for about 20 minutes. So it's probably not gonna separate the way that it should. But then again, we're ordinary people here. We're trying to teach ordinary people who don't have a lot of time to prep for meals. And hopefully you learn something from this, but feel free to adjust it, okay? According to your time, according to what ingredients you have, and other circumstances. So once again, welcome to 7 with Chad Marvie, where we cook recipes with 7 ingredients or less. And we're hoping to bring back home cooking to each of your kitchens. Welcome, Darren and Twanda and Mom and Dad. Thank you for joining. Those of you who didn't get a chance to receive the ingredient list, that's because we did not send it out. What happened was we were prepping for this wedding that my wife is coordinating. So it's been a crazy, crazy, crazy Saturday and Sunday for us. The wedding is tomorrow. And that's why we are here out of town. So let's kick it off, okay? And I won't be able to say hi to everybody on Facebook, but thank you for those who are joining us on Facebook. What are our ingredients? Okay, so obviously we need our rice. So let me just get my rice. Again, I dropped it into the freezer really quick. Let's see if it's chilled enough. And let me close the cabinet that was open. Okay, here's my rice. 3 cups of rice. It looks okay. It's no longer hot. 20 minutes in, and yeah, it looks like this is gonna be fine. It may be a little more sticky than usual, but if you notice, some Thai restaurants serve it that way. It's a little sticky. So obviously you need your rice, okay? And it can be cauliflower rice. It can be brown rice. Any pre-cooked rice will do, okay? Then you need your meat. For today, we are using shrimp. So about 5 ounces of shrimp. For our garnishings, we have the basic onion and garlic, which I minced just a few minutes ago. About a cup or like 3/4 cup of shallots. And then you need your eggs, okay? So I'm using 3 eggs today. Now, I know that when you eat in a Thai restaurant, typically it's garnished with cucumber and tomatoes. Yes, that makes the presentation really look nice, right? The shallots obviously add the green kind of like look to it, right? But the cucumbers make it pretty, and so do fresh tomatoes. We do not have fresh tomatoes. What I have are whole tomatoes, which I sliced, but they came in as peeled whole tomatoes in a can. Normally, this is what we use for spaghetti, which is easy to cook when you're out of town. That's why I have it. But I'm gonna add it to add more flavor to my Thai fried rice. Okay, so that's our ingredient. The cucumber and tomatoes are optional. So I don't count that as part of the 7. Now for the sauce itself, I am using fish sauce, oyster sauce, a tablespoon of sugar, which I have in the bag because we're out of town. That's one option. Later on, I'll tell you different sauces. Okay, another thing that distinguishes Thai fried rice from Chinese fried rice is that purists will say Thai fried rice does not use soy sauce. Okay, but we here in the US know that that is not true because most of the Thai fried rice that's served in the US is actually made with soy sauce and oyster sauce. So that's another option that you can have. I will teach you 3 different sauces that you could use, but for our recipe just this afternoon, I'm using fish sauce, which I know some people don't like, so feel free to use soy sauce, oyster sauce, and have some sugar. Okay, so let's start off by sauteing our garlic and our onions. So go ahead and I'm using my, by the way, I'm using my electric oil core skillet by Saladmaster. One-stop shop for everything. You could bake a cake here. You could bake your pasta here without having to boil the pasta separately. You could make chop suey here. You could make stir fry here. You could make, you know, vegetable delight, a lot of different dishes. This can replace your entire kitchen. If you want to know more about it, just drop us a comment or message my wife, Marvie. Okay, so I'm preheating this at 300 degrees Fahrenheit. And I'm going to use a little bit of oil. I know that this gadget does not require oil, but I am going to use 1 tablespoon of oil today, simply because it's Thai fried rice, and Thai fried rice, and again, my rice is fresh. You know, I just want to make sure that I don't like get all my rice stuck to the pan. So I'm gonna add my oil now. I'm using avocado oil. Okay, so that's about a tablespoon. And then we are going to wait a little bit for it to heat up, okay? Maybe just a minute.
So Chad, you didn't preheat?
I already preheat mine, but you can go ahead and preheat yours at 300. Okay, medium, about 300. Actually, I'm gonna increase it to 350. Okay, so I'll wait a little bit, T. So T, what are you using today? Are you using cauliflower rice or white rice?
We're actually using brown rice.
Oh, cool. Using brown rice. Are you using prawns and shrimp as well?
Yes. Shrimp, yes.
Yes. Tiger shrimp. No, you probably have fresh tomatoes.
No, I have a can of tomatoes.
Oh, same with us. For that, so the difference is usually the fresh tomatoes are garnishing, but because we're using canned tomatoes tea, we are going to add it to our rice. Okay.
Got it.
How's everybody doing? Since we're waiting on tea, I guess I could take a quick look at Facebook, say hi to people. Let's see. If you don't have anyone answering your questions on Facebook, that's because my daughter and my son are also under spring break. Oh, apparently they logged on, so they're trying to view us as well. So thank you very much, Francesca, for doing this.
Okay, I'm preheated whenever you're ready.
You are? Okay, so let's go ahead and do our garlic first, T. Okay, my camera angle, okay, we don't have the best camera angle, people, but it's sizzling. So I'll wait for it to brown a little bit before I add my onions. Looking great, honey. Let's go back to live. Okay, I see Conchita, Chip. Hi, how are you? Leah Kerubo. Hello, Leah. How's everything? I know you do your own shows as well. Monday nights, right? And that's the echo, that's me. Smells good. Pretty soon, this spick and span kitchen is gonna be lived in. And it's gonna look just like our kitchen. Okay, let me try to be productive here. I am going to crack my eggs while waiting for this garlic. I cracked my 3 eggs. And just in time, the garlic is browned already. I'm going to add my onions. So T, I'm going to add my onions now. I did half an onion, by the way. Okay, I'm going to cover it. For those of you using E-asy, so that it gets translucent faster. By the way, if you do not own one of these like electrical gadgets, that's fine. You could use any skillet. I actually brought one because we weren't sure what we were going to use. Okay. So feel free to use your regular 10, 11, 12-inch skillet. This is a 12-inch skillet. It's pretty neat. Okay, see? Again, this is my Saladmaster. Should you be interested to find out how much these pieces are, please give us a comment. Okay, so let's beat the eggs while waiting. Hi, Ched. Thank you. Yeah, this is Ched. Ched is your chef today. Hi to all my friends from batch. I'm not going to say the year, but from Silliman University. And my batchmates at SMU. I know you're watching. Okay. T, how's your onions? The onions are
About to cut them up now.
They're about done?
I'm about to cut them up now.
Oh, you're about to cut them up. Okay. So I'm going to go a little bit ahead, okay? I am going to add some of my shallots, okay? The green onion thing. Add a little bit more. Smells so good. Garlic and onions alone smell so good. Then you add the shallots, all the more. Okay. So this is actually a very quick recipe, tea, so you will definitely catch up. But after you add the shallots, go ahead and add your shrimp, okay? I just defrosted it, so it's a little watery, so I have to hold it with my fingers. See, I have a little bit of water from the ice that melted. Yeah. So stir fry, that's the key here. Who else is watching? There are several more people, but I can't see who you are. Please give us your name. Encourage me here. Again, I'm only on medium. Everything is done on medium, okay? So I'm on 350 degrees Fahrenheit. You can go 375, that's still medium. Look how fast the shrimps cook. They're now starting to turn pink. Hi, Teresa. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Regular guy here, cooking in a regular kitchen. I hope you learned something. Okay, my strips are almost done. As you can see, they are getting to be pink. Remember last week when we did the Chinese fried rice, we did the egg first and then set it aside. With Thai fried rice, they kind of like cook it all together. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set all the shrimp to the side and I'm gonna add my, this one, the scrambled egg, okay? So that's why on Thai fried rice, it's a little bit like the yellow is not so strong for the scrambled egg, right? Because they do it this way. Okay, now I'm going to add my chilled rice again. I am using 3 cups of jasmine rice. Ideally, you're supposed to have chilled this overnight, so it's a 1-day-old rice, but mine is actually freshly cooked, and I only put it in the freezer for 20 minutes. It did not freeze, obviously, it's not super cold, but it's no longer hot.
Sorry, Chad, did you already add your egg?
Yes, T. So after I added my shrimp and then they turned pink, I set them on the side of the pan, like half of the pan, and put the very few eggs on the side, right, on the other half. And then as soon as it's like almost cooked, then you add your rice and then you mix it all together. And then you actually add the rest of your
Got it.
Okay, now that we have, look, it's starting to look like Thai fried rice, but we're gonna have to add the sauce now. So I'm gonna teach you 3 different sauces, okay? Just a sec. Okay, so sauce number 1, which I'm going to use, is going to utilize 2 tablespoons of fish sauce, okay? Okay, and then I am going to use 1.5 tablespoons of oyster sauce. I'm using the gluten-free variety by Tito Man, or Likum something also has a gluten-free option. Okay. And then lastly, you're going to add 1 tablespoon of sugar, which again, I packed because we are not in our house. All right, and then it's time to like just stir it. So now your rice has some color to it and flavor. So we live in Richardson, Texas, and one of our favorite Thai restaurants is called the Nana Leaf. And this is how they do their fried rice. I mean, this is how we think they do their fried rice. Because it tastes like they use fish sauce rather than soy sauce. Okay, looking great, looking great. You can also use fresh parsley as garnishing. I did buy some cilantro on the way here, so I'm gonna add a little bit of that. But anyway, if you're not interested in fish sauce because you don't like the smell of fish sauce, then we can also use regular soy sauce, okay? So if you're gonna use soy sauce as your base, you're gonna need only 1.5. So 1.5 and then 1.5 of oyster sauce, 1:1. Now you can always adjust according to how your palate is. That's option number 2. Option number 3 will be to use Thai seasoning instead of oyster sauce. So you use soy sauce, it's the same. It's 1:1, 1.5 of this, and then the other 1.5 will be Thai seasoning, which you could always buy in the Asian aisle of any grocery store. Okay. One brand will be Gold Mountain. Okay. Sometimes they come in those packets, like those foil packets. Sometimes they just come in regular, depending on the store. Sometimes they just come in like little transparent bags. Okay, so that, believe it or not, is it. Now, I am going to add my tomatoes because as I said, I'm not using fresh tomatoes. It's not a garnish for me. It's a flavor. It's a flavor. This is only if you're using canned tomatoes. If you are using fresh tomatoes, you can always just decorate your plate at the edges with the tomatoes and the cucumber at the, before you serve it, right? But for me, this is just to add to the flavor. Okay, and I'm going to turn this off so I could show it to you guys up close and personal. Here is your Thai fried rice.
Yum.
Looking good. I'm going to plate it now. And I need to find where the plates are.
Right there.
I opened the right cabinet. So I'm gonna scoop some rice, okay? Actually, let's taste it first. Let's see what it tastes like. Okay, now I'm the one who made it. So obviously, I will not be very objective, but I prepared this according to my taste. See, it's very, it's Thai fried rice. It tastes exactly like Thai fried rice. It's not very salty. So you can eat this with your curry, with your massaman curry, yellow curry, red curry, whatever you want, green curry. But it could also be a dish on its own. Okay, I'm okay with my flavor. No adjustments needed. I'm going to plate it now. Okay, and then we're just gonna make it pretty by adding the cucumbers. And there you go. See that? Okay, anyone who wants a plate, it's $10 a plate. Just give me a call. Just kidding. But yeah, it's very simple, right? It's 5:29 and I'm done with my Thai fried rice. But we're gonna wait for tea because we're gonna see how she's coming along. Where are you at, Tea?
I'm unmuted. Oh, sorry. So yes, we use what we have and we are done. We're just gonna garnish it and I'll show you a picture.
Oh, perfect. Are you gonna go live here or it'll be later?
I think I can, no, I can show you now.
Okay, perfect. So you guys, we're not on speaker view if you notice on Zoom. So therefore, no, if you speak, camera will.
Oh, speak it. Okay, here we go.
There. Oops.
Sorry. Okay. So, sorry. My oyster sauce go. All good. It's saved. So we garnished with some bell pepper and then they have the tomatoes in it. But it looks really good. So we just use what we have, brown rice, and then I have the fish sauce and the, what do you call that? Bell pepper? Oyster sauce in there.
Okay, perfect.
It's looking good.
When you do a quick taste, just tell me what needs to be adjusted. I can probably guide you if you feel like it's missing something.
Okay, we'll do a big taste.
All right, so while T is trying to plate her meal and giving it a shot, for those of you on Facebook Live, I do have it open now on my Facebook. Do you have any questions? Very, very basic recipe. Honestly, there are several varieties of Thai fried rice. You can just Google it yourself. The only reason why we do this with you in person is to encourage you that, hey guys, you don't have to order out, okay? You don't have to dine out. You don't have to do, what do you call that?
Delivery.
What?
Order delivery.
Yeah, the delivery. I forgot the name. DoorDash. You don't have to DoorDash everything, right? Especially like simple, very, very simple dishes like fried rice. A few weeks ago, we taught you how to make egg drop soup. Last week, we taught you how to make Chinese fried rice. Okay, so then you can go as exotic as like beef salpicao, and of course that was awesome. But anyway, if you have any requests for, again, recipes, please do not request those 5-star hotel recipes because we're not going to do that here. We only use 7 ingredients or less, and we cook within an hour. So yes, T, go ahead.
Okay, so I plated it up for you. And this is what we have. Awesome. And it tastes really good. It's kind of a sweet taste.
Oh, so your sugar kicked in. My sugar was so little, I couldn't even taste the sugar.
Yeah, she ended up doing more.
But that's fine. Again, T, you know the basic now. So every time you have a guest around the house or probably Daddy James, feel free to whip up a dish, right? A plate of Thai fried rice for him or her. So I hope everybody was encouraged by that. Thank you so much for joining me. My wife is here now. Marvie, the other half of 7 with Chad Marvie.
Hello, everybody. I'm so grateful my husband can be in the kitchen. See, this is one great, amazing advantage of a hobby in the kitchen. Right, Tawanda? It is so much better.
She's eating. She's enjoying the food.
She's already enjoying the food. So I came in here real quick to be able to announce, what are we making next week, honey?
I don't know.
Continuing with our 1-dish rice meal, Tawanda, next week, because I know that you all are trying to really eat healthy now, right? Yes? We are going to do Mediterranean fried rice next week. Yay! Yeah? We'll do Mediterranean fried rice next Sunday.
Thank you, Chit, for saying that the simple the dishes, the yummier. I agree.
Typically, yes.
And again, Teresa, thank you so much for joining us today. I hope that you pick up something. And I'm sure you know your way in the kitchen, so feel free to tweak the recipe as you want.
Great job, honey.
All right. Well, thanks, everyone.
We'll see you next week.
Have a great Sunday afternoon. Bye. Bye, Dad. Bye, Darren and T.